we're involved in foreign policy, but even our foreign policy, the number one priority of our foreign policy is to protect the American people. We cannot and will not allow any cases of Ebola to enter the United States. And so the State Department and other agencies represented here, the Centers for Disease Control, HHS, others are working very, very hard to contain this crisis to the countries where it's currently located, particularly the Democratic Republic of Congo. And so we surged assistance to make sure that is being contained there. And obviously, multiple agencies involved here are also very involved in tracking people, just to make sure that nobody comes into this country that has Ebola and creates a problem for us. And we feel like we've got good efforts in place to do that. And Americans should feel assured that the president and his administration is doing everything we can to protect them on that front.
Unfortunately, the Ebola virus has risen its ugly head again. Specifically of concern is the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as Uganda. There have been people in these two nations identified with having Ebola. We're going to get to what Kenya is doing for the United States. But we all know that viruses don't discriminate. They move beyond borders, right? It is what it is. So before I get to Kenya, according to the CDC, and this is dated May 27, 1,077 suspected cases of Ebola in the DRC, 121 confirmed cases, 246 suspected deaths in the DRC, 17 confirmed deaths in the DRC from Ebola. Uganda, 7 confirmed cases of Ebola, 1 confirmed death from Ebola. So this has to be addressed immediately, promptly. In the globe, countries, organizations around the globe are assisting these African nations, right? Because they can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves. Constantly in need of aid, historically and presently. And I think the globe should step up, because this virus will go through those people in those countries virulently and fatally. I also want to say that although the United States under our president, Donald Trump, has thrown away with USAID in the way that it was used in the past, the United States has stepped back from the World Health Organization. But it is important to know that the United States is still assisting with this issue. And Ebola clinics and improving treatment capacity is occurring as we speak. The United States has always contributed, right? And because President Donald Trump is causing all kinds of concerns globally, does not mean that the United States State Department and our government under President Donald Trump will not assist. My understanding is an additional $80 million has been put into play from the United States to help deal with this issue. Vaccines are needed, PPE, hazmat suits, whatever you want to call it, is needed. Disinfectants, medical treatments, medication, quarantine, all kinds of assistance is needed. And when we talk about quarantine, let's talk about Kenya. Some of you might find this interesting. Remember, no matter what, though, Ebola it's capable of finding its way across any border. So Kenya has officially approved a request from the United States to host a 50-bed quarantine treatment facility for American citizens exposed to or infected with the Ebola virus. The facility is located at the Laikipia Air Base outside the city of Nanyuki, and is scheduled to become operational Friday, May 28, 2026. I am sorry if I mispronounced those cities' names in the airbase. The site is strictly designated for American citizens, including government scientists, medical workers, and physicians. Eligible patients include those who have been exposed to, are at high risk for, or have tested positive for the virus while in nearby outbreak zones, right? We know again that the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda are specific areas of concern. I would argue that any country in Africa should be concerned. The globe should be concerned. And, nations, including the United States, are stepping in, not only specifically for Americans, but the monetary amounts that is being contributed is very important. And I think that something has to be done. And without global help, this could get more out of control. Just my thoughts, social nurse.